Hello everybody, it is Andrea from Energy Healing by Andrea. So we are doing our card of the day today, and today we are pulling from the Rose Oracle. So let's see what our guides want us to hear today, what information is out there, what messages are out there, what do we need to learn, how do we need to grow, what is in our highest good and best interest to know, how we need to get through our day, what do we need to hear, something that we need to know today for everybody watching. Okay, I got two coming through. One is after the rain, silver lining, relief, hope, mercy, it's over, acceptance. I've never seen that card before. Interesting. And the other, release the petals, transformation, death and rebirth, shedding, all change. Those are very similar but different. I don't think I've read either one of these. I'm excited. Let's see what they mean. There's something very special and sacred about the moment after it stops raining. The atmosphere has released all that it was holding, and in turn, the earth has been cleansed, replenished, and nourished. It's a similar feeling to the moment after we stop crying. As those salty healing waters fall, they activate oxytocin and endorphins, which create a shift in how we feel. What was once overwhelming now seems possible, and while we may not know it consciously, noticeable growth will soon follow. After the rain is all about hope, healing, beginnings, and endings. Emotions are soothed, broken hearts are on the mend, times of trial are over. Mercy can be felt. There's a moment of relief. A new, encouraging silver lining can now be made out in the distance. What's been challenging and difficult has or is about to ease up. If you've been going through a challenging time, this card is here to reassure you that things are about to ease. You've been through the worst of it, and now hope is here. These past few weeks, months, or even years haven't been straightforward. They've likely asked you to dig deep and endure hardships that have tested you. But now, at long last, there are smooth seas ahead. What you've learned and how you've grown can never be taken from you. And now it's time to enjoy the warmth of the blessings that life has in store for you. Glorious new beginnings are now possible. I got like weepy there. I got tears in my eyes a little bit. I feel like a lot of us have been going through it for a long time, and it's been like, when is this going to stop, right? I feel like it's now. I feel like the sun is coming out. And as that says, when you're holding everything in, that is very unhealthy for your body. So if you haven't had a big cry, if you haven't let yourself feel, you have that moment. I tell some of my clients, if they feel uncomfortable, sometimes going in the shower, sitting in the bath, sitting on the bottom of it, putting the shower head on, and just like being in that air, the water, the sound, and just letting it out and crying, and just knowing that as it's releasing, all of that stuff is going down the drain, to kind of picture it that way. But even like last night, there was a crazy storm. I've never actually experienced rain like that before. And today it is beautiful and warm and sunny. So that is so true. It was holding on to all of that, whatever it was yesterday, and it came pummeling down, and then everything could be bright and beautiful after. And so we need to release all of that stuff inside of us. And so if you've been working on it and you've been doing it, then congratulations, you got it, and we're here. If you still have a bit left, let it out. Let release the cry, a scream if you need to. Do what you need to get that pressure out so that you can see the other side. Okay, so that's a great message. And then the other one is the release the petals, transformation, death, and rebirth, shedding, all change, which again, I feel like that seems very similar. So thank you, universe, for giving us amazing messages today. It says, there comes a point where we can't go back. In a seemingly fleeting moment, the road that led us here is suddenly impossible to access. There's a sinking knowing that things will never be the same. A death, a birth, a loss, a growth, an ending, a discovery. No matter how hard you try, things are different now. You are different now. The world is different now. What's been seen cannot be unseen. There's no going back. Something new beckons you forth. This is a card of change and transformation. Courage is required for the rebirth to happen. Abscission is the shedding of various parts of an organism, such as a plant dropping a leaf, flower, fruit, or seed. The rosehip knows, the phoenix does too, that we need to surrender what was to the earth to one day be transformed anew. We can grasp the petals of the past as the changing winds blow, but eventually we'll discover that change is coming. Change is near, change is already here. And while what once was is no longer, and what soon will be is not yet, it's time to release your petals to the wind with wild abandon for the chance to begin again, to offer what once was to the wind and let it nourish the seeds within. It's time to surrender so the transformation can happen. Had the rose not released its petals, the rosehip would not have come to be. When we gather the courage to release what was, we're greeted by the fruits of the future. And the soul inquiry for that is, what are you clinging to for fear of nothing coming to take its place? So that all has to do with control and the ego, and not wanting to let go of the story of your life that you thought it should be. We don't know what it's supposed to be. The universe knows. So stop holding on so tight. Now, as we go through life, we see life differently. And this is like when I release stuff for people, it's not like through that dark filter because of trauma and situations and abuse that I'm talking about, because those are filters that can be released and removed. This is talking about life experience, going through it, seeing what we want, seeing that we age, we think differently, we want different things, we grow, we learn. And so whenever you grow and you learn, if you're at a certain job, if you're with a certain person, if you're at a certain place and you're growing and that is not growing with you, then it's time for that to fall away, and it's time for you to kind of spread your wings and go to a different place. And so I feel like the two of these things are very similar. If you are holding on to the emotions connected with something, let it out, let it go down the drain and see the beautiful silver lining. If you are holding on out of control, out of fear, because you had this picture in your mind of what you think things should have been, let go and see what happens. Does that thing come back to you? Does it change and transform into something else that is the same but different? Or is it going to be something completely different? Big messages for today. Think about it. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.